What's going on, everyone? I hope you're enjoying your first trading day of 2022. We have our first bit of stuff to talk about out of the SEC this year. Now, there's no filings yet, but we do have the Office of Management and Budget extension requests to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into this. And real quick, the Office of Management and Budget basically oversees the implementation of the president's vision across the executive branch. OMB carries out its mission through 5 main functions across executive departments and agencies. Number 1, budget development and execution. 2, management, including oversight of agency performance, procurement and financial management, and information technology. Coordination and review of all significant federal regulations from executive agencies, privacy policy, information policy, and review and assessment of information collection requests. Number 4, clearance and coordination of legislative and other materials, including agency testimony, legislative proposals, and other communications with Congress, and coordination of other presidential actions. And lastly, clearance of presidential executive orders and memoranda to agency heads prior to their issuance. But really, its primary function is to oversee the development and implementation of the federal budget. Now, again, we do have some extension requests. We have Form 40-F, Rule 17F-6, Rules 3A68-2, 3868-4C, Regulation R, Rule 701, Form 12B-25, and Form N-5. I'm going to go over what all of these different forms are, what they mean, and again, they've put in extension requests for all of these. So, Rule 17F-6, basically, it permits registered investment companies to maintain assets with futures commission merchants, or FCMs, in connection with commodity transactions affected on both domestic and foreign exchanges. Rules 3A68-2 and 3868-4. Under Rule 3A68-2, a person provides to the Commission a copy of all material information regarding the terms of and a statement of the economic characteristics and purpose of each relevant agreement, contract, or transaction, along with that person's determination as to whether each such agreement, contract, or transaction, or class thereof, should be characterized as a swap, security-based swap, or both, a mixed swap. We have Form 40-F, which basically, the information required in the Form 40-F is used by investors in making investment decisions with respect to the securities of such Canadian companies. So basically, has to do with assets of Canadian companies. Very simple stuff here. Next, we have Regulation R, Rule 701. Regulation R, Rule 701 requires a broker or dealer, as part of a written agreement between the bank and the broker or dealer, to notify the bank if the broker or dealer makes certain determinations regarding the financial status of the customer, a bank employee's statutory disqualification status, and compliance with suitability or sophistication standards. Next, we have Form 12B-25. The purpose of this form is to provide notice to the Commission and the marketplace that a registrant will be unable to timely file a required periodic or transition report pursuant to the Securities and Exchange Act of 1934. The information required is filed on occasion and is mandatory. All information is available to the public for review. Approximately 3,432. Okay, that's not important. But anyways, it's just basically saying that they're unable to timely file a required periodic or transition report pursuant to the Exchange Act. So, in essence, we have these three right here. Rule 701, to notify the bank if a broker or dealer makes certain determinations regarding financial status of the customer. We have 17F6, permits investment companies to maintain assets with futures commission merchants in connection with commodity transactions affected on both domestic and foreign exchanges. You have Rule 386A-2 and 3A68-4C, which a person provides the Commission a copy of all material information regarding the terms of and statement of the economic characteristics and purposes of each relevant agreement with regards to swaps. Next, we have Form N5, which is basically meet disclosure requirements of both the SEC and the Company Act to provide investors with information sufficient to evaluate an investment in an SBIC, or a small business investment company. We have Form 40F. Information required in that 40F is used by investors for Canadian companies with respect to the assets. Form 12v25. The purpose of this one is to provide notice to the Commission and the marketplace that a registrant will be unable to timely file a required periodic or transition report pursuant to the SEC Act of 1934. There you have it. The crime continues.